you as the feminine, you get to be the conductor of the heart with a man. So the conductor of the heart. So think about like if love is a symphony, right? It's got two major components. It's got the conductor and it's got the musicians, right? In the orchestra. So the musicians are the doers, right? They're the ones with the instruments. And what are they doing? They're looking up to the conductor, to guide them in their actions, right? So you are the conductor of the emotional and communicative aspects of the relationship. So, the cycle of invitation. So what does a conductor do, right? A conductor, makes invitations. It invites the orchestra to rise, right, into a crescendo. It also sets the tempo. So a conductor sets the tempo. So what would the tempo be? The tempo, the pacing of the relationship, right? So the setting of boundaries is a huge component of being a conductor in a relationship. So are you setting positive, constructive boundaries with this man in relationship? Are you pacing him? Especially if you're in the early stages of dating. Like men need boundaries. Like I did a video. I've done videos on all this stuff, but men are craving boundaries. Men are craving structure. Like we live in structured worlds. And to an extent, like we so appreciate, you telling us what you like, you inviting us to do what it is that's going to make you happy, because then it gives us a roadmap or a blueprint, right? A structure to move with things. Otherwise, we don't know. We don't know what the hell's going on when it comes to women, right? And every woman is different, right? What makes one woman happy might make another woman insane, right? So it's important that you, as an individual, like don't assume, oh, well, all women like this. First off, you don't know that. Second of all, don't assume that a man knows anything about your feelings and what makes you happy, right? And so as a conductor of the heart, right? So you're embracing the cycle of invitation in space. You're setting the tempo through positive boundaries. And then another big thing that I really encourage my clients to do as the conductor of the heart in relationship is a conductor leads by example, right? He shows the musicians how he wants them to play, right? Through the example he sets. You get to set an example, right, of what it means to be vulnerable in relationship. If you're looking for a man to drop in and be vulnerable and be in his heart with you, it is up to you to drop in and you get to be that vulnerable, right? You can't ask him to do it. You can't ask him to be open with you while you're, hidden behind the walls of, your masculinity, right? You get to lead by example with that and let him know what it's like, what it means to speak into your feelings and to speak from your heart, because he might not know. He might not have ever done it before. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I think one key to this for a woman is to be more in her body and her feelings than in just the thinking part of things. Because I know for a lot of women, myself included, if we start like out thinking our feelings or overthinking our feelings or being totally in our head, it's really not possible in most cases to show up from that place of vulnerability, from heart, from feeling, from emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And men feel us totally differently when we're showing up from that heart center place than it's just all in our heads.
Oh, 100%, right? I mean, if you want a man to feel safe and empowered and to drop in with you, it's not going to happen if you're in your head, if you're stressed out about, everything going on in your life and you're operating from a masculine space. Now, I'm not saying you can't show that you're upset, that you can't show that there's things going on in your life, but I want to really invite you to do it from a vulnerable feminine space. Right. And it's actually very important that you do that, because another thing that men love to do is if they see that a woman is upset, a woman that they know, and one of the first things that's going to do is, what do you think one of the first things he's going to think is?
He's going to wonder if he caused it.
What the hell did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. Mama trauma. Whoop. What did I do? Oh my God. Like it's this oh shit reflex that like men have, right? When a woman is mad or a woman is even if you're preoccupied, like maybe you get home from work and you're still thinking about something that happened at work and it's just rolling around in your head and you're checked out, like he's going to be looking at you, staring off into space and being distant and be like, crap, what did I do? Or what did I not do? You see what I'm saying? And so that's why, like, you staying consistently, deliberately, consciously vulnerable with a man, not only is it going to give him permission to do the same, it's also going to help him understand that it's not his fault. Because, you know, if a man is invested in you, he takes a lot of responsibility for your emotional happiness. Like if he, especially if he's secure attachment style, right? Men who are secure attachment style take a lot of responsibility for the emotional well-being of the people around them. And so it's one of those things where, like, if you're not in a good space emotionally, again, give the man, don't assume he's a mind reader, right? Give him context. Be an example of being vulnerable and say, hey, I had a really tough day at work today. You know, I'm scared that my boss might, you know, fire me or whatever, just whatever's coming up. Share it with him in a vulnerable way that helps him understand that it isn't his fault. And then most important part about this is, and then let him know how he can support you. Because a man's default response to you telling him, you know, about all the stuff going on in your life is he's going to want to fix it. He's like, whoa, why don't you do this? Or like, because that's the thing, you know, a man sees a problem, he sees a leaky pipe or a freaking whatever, and he immediately wants to get a tool, ratchet it up, spackle it, throw some duct tape on it. Like, this is what men do, right? So, like, it's important for you and your man to come to an understanding that, you know, maybe all you want is just for him to hold space for you, right? So be able to have the courage to be able to ask a man for what it is that you need. Because if you don't, he might just try to fix it, which might piss you off, right? Because maybe that's not what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? But don't get mad at him if he just tries to fix it if you didn't ask for what you need, right? You got to remember, the male imperative is to fix. So, like, be connected to that, and don't get like, oh, I didn't want you to, you know, give me advice or blah, 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 blah. Like, well, then you should have, it's up to you. Like, it's your responsibility to vulnerably communicate to a man the kind of support that you're looking for. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that is really key. And I can remember, coming back to your earlier point, I can remember in one of my interviews, and I can't remember who it was with, but he said some of his favorite words to hear from his woman were, "It's not your fault."
Oh, it's the best.
Like, just,
immediately,
you know, she's upset, she's having a bad day, to just even like say those words. It's not your fault. I'm just feeling stressed out or worried or afraid or whatever about this or this or this. Then he's like, whew, he's already like able to like listen and be there for her, because he already knows right up front he's off the hook. It's not his fault.
That's right. It's so funny. Like, just hearing you say it made me relax. And and you know, I met you today, right? Like, so like just hearing those words. Oh, thank God, whatever it is, thank God it's not my fault. You know, like, that's one of those like knee-jerk things. You want to make a man relax, just tell him it's not his fault, no matter what it is, and he will.
Exactly.